Hello students, I'm Himani Sharma, your educator. I warmly welcome you all on our YouTube platform where we in today's video are going to discuss about some major theorists related or associated with deconstruction. So if you know, we have completed the introduction related to deconstruction where we tried to talk about the basic tenets, what are the goals, how is it multidisciplinary, who was, this school associated majorly with and all. So in today's video, this video totally will be helpful for you through the lens of UGC NET examination or the examination perspective. So I would want and I would highly appreciate if you guys bring your pen, paper, notebooks, etc. where you're making your notes and start noting things down. The approach should be like this, that we are going to discuss the school which is related to deconstruction, such as the Yale school, who were the prominent members, and then we are going to gradually move forward with Jacques Derrida, Geoffrey Hartman, right, Hillis Miller, Paul de Man and 𝐦𝐤𝐿 Spivak. But here I have incorporated Derrida, but I would say that if you want to note from here, you can pause the video, note down the names of the books. Derrida has also been covered in the previous videos of post-structuralism. So if you have any doubts, deconstruction is a sub-school or the application of post-structuralism. I'm again going to tell about that. Now let's just move and see who are the major theorists related to this particular deconstruction. First is Jacques Derrida. Then we have Paul de Man, Hillis Miller, Geoffrey Hartman, 𝐦𝐤𝐿 Spivak and more. There have been other critics, or आज के time में भी there are more critics, but we are going to cover the major theorists related to this school. Correct? So you can note down the names from here. Now, one thing which is important is, and recently in the year 2022, as a question has been asked, was from the Yale school. They have asked that who were the prominent members. Then they asked like Derrida, we see Miller जो हैं, Hillis Miller जो हैं, उन्होंने P.B. Shelley की एक poem थी, he took that book and he did a deconstructionist reading on that poem. Correct? So, which was that poem? 2022 October, I think the question paper was from October where they asked question from that. So we are also going to do things. So equally the things are important from here, because through the things, through the members and all, through the material that I have provided in the slides, we will be practicing, we will be having some sort of PYQs as well initially in there. And then there will be a separate video on the PYQs related to deconstruction. Correct? So, the Yale school is associated with deconstruction. We have talked about deconstruction, how they want to see or view the literary text as having multiple interpretations, so on and so forth. It emerged in the 1970s, 1960s to 70s. Deconstruction as a literary school, literary theory had already been developing. क्योंकि पोस्ट स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म भी 1960s के आसपास आता है, तो डिकंस्ट्रक्शन भी उसके साथ ही आ जाता है, राइट? बट व्हाई डू वी कॉल इट द येल स्कूल? बिकॉज द मेंबर्स एटसेट्रा, इट वाज इमर्जिंग इन द येल यूनिवर्सिटी. दैट्स व्हाई इट हैड बीन गिवन द नेम द येल स्कूल. It was characterized by a group of scholars who applied deconstructive methods to the analysis of literature only. Here we are going to see that how Hartman, Miller, as I told you, they took certain works from the Romantics, from other periods as well, and they tried to read it through the deconstructionist lens. Correct? So the Yale school associated with deconstruction, 1970s, Yale University, analysis of the literary text through deconstruction. Correct? These are some important pointers. Now, who were the members? This question has also been asked in the NET examination. Paul de Man, Hillis Miller, Geoffrey Hartman, Harold Bloom. Deconstruction के जो major figure है, that is Jacques Derrida. I already told you, Jacques Derrida is one person who started this deconstructionist reading, and then this entire school की wave शुरू हुई. उसके बाद in Yale school, whosoever were the members, they were drawing upon the ideas of Derrida, the deconstructionist ideas of Derrida. They were referring to those ideas and then analyzing the text. Correct? So these were the members. You can note down the list. Then there was the Yale manifesto. जैसे हमारा imagism के लिए manifesto आते थे etc. in the previous century, same was the case with this one school as well. right? So it was a label given, it was not a school, it was a label given to the members, etc., who were from this particular, thought of view or point of view. The Yale Manifesto was published in 1979 as, what was the name of the Yale Manifesto? Deconstruction and Criticism, with initial essays responding to Shelley's poem, The Triumph of Life. And I already told you this question in the October 2022 shift has been asked, and they asked the question like, Hillis Miller took which poem to analyze and give it a deconstructionist point of view or analysis. So it was P.B. Shelley's The Triumph of Life, correct? And this school was influenced by Freud and Derrida's deconstruction theory, because here you are going to view things psychoanalytically, and here you are going to view things with the multiplicity, the plurality, that anything can happen or have, or no single truth, no single or universal shift should be there. Correct? So that was Yale Manifesto, Deconstruction and Criticism, 1979, with the analysis of Shelley's poem, The Triumph of Life by J. Hillis Miller majorly. Right? So the first theorist, Jacques Derrida, jinka ye question PYQ mein they have asked, like where was he born? Right? He was born in Algeria, developing criticism related to the school of deconstruction he is associated with the theories and words of difference, logocentrism and aporia. Now, one thing that I want to give you all here is that we have discussed Derrida in the post-structuralist school as well. Because, of course, deconstruction is a subpart. You can refer to the videos related to post-structuralism for the same, right? In the detailed analysis of where we have covered the terms which are related to this school, correct? So, let's just move forward. These words have already been discussed. If you want to note them down, you can pause the screens right now, note them down in the chronological manner. They have asked for chronology, right, from Derrida's work. They have asked like who translated Derrida's Of Grammatology, not just in the NET examinations, but even in the set examinations, multiple times same question has been posed, correct? So you can note down these books. They all are important because he is a major theorist. At times minor works bhi pooch lete hain, correct? Moving forward, Paul de Man, and also one thing which is important is that please do note down the subtitles as well. We tend to ignore them, but here ignorance is not bliss. Here you need to score well and you need to note down the subtitles of the same. Moving forward to the next theorist is Paul de Man. I have a picture here. He was born in Belgium and associated with the concepts like rhetorical reading and language as figurative. We know that deconstructionists say that there is no single one thing that is there. Man also has the same thing. He says that language, any word that we write on a piece of paper, can have different meanings. That is what the deconstructionists are seeing. Correct? So if you are reading any piece of work, you will know that it can have multiple meanings based on how you are interpreting things. Literary texts, he argued, often deconstruct their literal meanings through their figural expressions, creating conflict and instability that is there. The instability that we are trying to talk about in here is related to the understanding of how there is no single answer to a question, there is no single interpretation to the text. So he keeps on saying the same thing. He is arguing that whatever figural expressions, और इसमें हम figures of speech भी अगर देखते हैं, that she looks like a flower, correct? Like a flower means that she is beautiful. She is someone who is jolly, who is joyous, like a flower. She is blooming like a flower, correct? So that thing can have multiple meanings which are associated with the same, right? Then we have major works, and time and again the works, Paul de Man ke works ko combinations mein they have asked. So Blindness and Insight, Essays in the Rhetoric of Contemporary Criticism, 71, Allegories of Reading, Figural Language in Rousseau, Nietzsche, Rilke and Proust, The Rhetoric of Romanticism, 1984, The Resistance to Theory, 86, Aesthetic Ideology, 88, and Wartime Journalism, 1939 to 43 is in the title only, but it was published in the year 1988. Now, you guys need to know that it's Nietzsche, not Nietzsche. This is one such thing that the PhD scholars do take a note of. That is how you're pronouncing the names of the popular thinkers, etc. So at times keep a note of, even Albert Camus for that matter, we pronounce it as Camus. Correct? So it's not Camus, it's Camus. So you need to even start working on your pronunciation skills for the PhD programs. So these are the books. Again, you can pause the screens. You can note it down. Moving forward, we have Hillis Miller. He was born in America, initiated a deconstructive exploration of the problem of words and their meanings, particularly focusing on the relationship between citation and the text. If we are citing something in a piece of paper, and that would be something जो बहुत लोग आगे चल के you guys will be using in your PhD, your research essays and all. So he tries to understand the words and meanings in the context of citation and the text which is being written. Correct? The major important works are these ones. This is a very important work, and they have asked questions that where was it published, and later in the book Deconstruction and Criticism. And ये क्या था? This was a manifesto of the Yale Manifesto. Later on, his work, The Critic as Host, was published in the Yale Manifesto. Correct? So you can pause, you can note down the names again. The recent book is Thinking Literature Across Continents with Ranjan Ghosh, that came in the year 2016. Correct? Then we have Geoffrey Hartman. He was born in German but was an American critic. And questions have been asked like who were the disciples, major disciples of Derrida belonging to America. So he is one of those. Correct? So that's a photograph here. And the major works are Eve's Thesis, 1985, Minor Prophecies, 91, The Longest Shadow in the Aftermath of the Holocaust, 1996. A Critic's Journey, Literary Reflections from the year 1958 to 1998, that got published in the year 1999. This was a collection of his essays that he wrote. Correct? Again, pause the screen, note things down, important. Then we have a very prominent, self-acclaimed, practical Marxist feminist deconstructionist, which makes it easier for me to say that we are going to discuss Spivak in Marxism as well. We are going to discuss Spivak in feminism as well. We are discussing Spivak as a deconstructionist as well. Correct? So because of the fact that these theories overlap with one another and all, and one theorist can have multiple points of views of viewing things. So she was one of them. She is an Indian literary critic. The picture is there. Deconstruction has been influenced by a gender-inclusive and globally aware perspective, taking into consideration of the experience of the marginalized voices. And these marginalized voices is what she calls subaltern. In her essay, Can the Subaltern Speak? She is also one of the women, she is also one of the literary critics who has, as we already in the beginning told, that she translated Derrida's revolutionary text of grammatology from French to English. And she is also associated with translating the works of Mahashweta Devi, especially the work, if you have read, and if you haven't, I would highly suggest you guys to go and read this story known as Draupadi. You can read it in the English version as well. It is a story of a tribal couple and Senapati who is in the Indian army, and how the men of Senapati as well, they rape a woman named Draupadi. Draupadi Mejan is her name, and how she moves forward, and she is not the one woman who will, be scared that she has been raped by multiple men, but she stands up for herself and she questions Senapati. This is some sort of a new angle that we get, correct? And deconstruction and post-structuralism is all and all about getting new interpretations, getting new angles in line in the mainstream. Correct? So, she is associated with that majorly. Pivakne of grammatology, the work of Derrida, she translated. With this, I'll end this lecture, I'll end this YouTube video, and we'll see you guys again. You guys keep on studying, keep on revising, making your notes time and again, and revisiting them. I'll see you guys again in another video. Till then, thank you so much.